one blessed hammer, two like this. Then we go. Let me horse and pull stuff, okay? Because I'm going to need a second. We have a DK, so this should be fine, and I'm a prop pally. So as long as I set up my globals right, I won't die for sure. And this frontal may be a little bit concerning, but otherwise, yeah. So I'll lock down at least one of these casters, and this pull should be a lot more friendly with a prop pally in the group. Whoops. My grip there. I'll sack whoever has this cast on them, and then maybe be willing to bubble myself, especially if things start doing that. Probably bubble now right after wings. Good. Perfect. Yeah, Prot Pally feels good, man. Prot Pally, I honestly think that Prot Pally feels a lot better than people give it credit for. On PTR, when I actually did the tank testing, I will say, it was clear as day that Prot Pally was just not it. Like, I'm not going to lie, it was very, very obvious to me at that point. At the end of a poll, I'm just going to watch out for a second, and then we're good to go. Like, I mean, it was so clear. I almost did as much damage as a warrior there. Irrespective of meta, what are your favorite tanks to play based on? That is a good question, Bez, and I do have an answer for you. My absolute favorite tank to play, irrelevant of meta, is very simply, and there's actually only one answer to this question. We have cooldowns. Actually, we have cooldowns. Why don't we just go here? We'll go here with cooldowns. My favorite tank to play is Guardian Druid because it fits my personality of tanking. My personality in tanking is that I want to hang out and chill. I'm playing the game probably to hang out with friends or just to enjoy my day. So I don't like Blood DK as an example, yeah? Blood DK ain't for me. Blood DK is not my favorite tank. I'm going to sack my healer 1 second because I just don't like it. I don't like the stress and the anxiety of not knowing whether or not I'm going to live. I like a chill tank where I don't have to think about surviving that much, and I can focus on my group. I can focus on hanging out with people. Like, that's a big deal for me. Am I blinding now? Prot Pally controls this pull so well. Easy. Well done. Oh, we're going to pull this kind of weird then, I suppose, but I saw we had this, and let's just get through the corner pack. I think on Pugs, this corner pack is a lot scarier. We'll just go around like this. I don't think it matters too much exactly how you pull this, so why don't we just do this then? Ardent as they get to me. I want to hold toll if possible, but also understandable if I can't hold toll. I don't want to bubble just yet. I want to bubble in a second. So, like, Prot Pally, even for me, is actually pretty chill. I'm not going to lie. I feel like Prot Pally for me is pretty chill. I'm very used to it. I think I'm pretty good at it. I might not be the best Prot Pally ever, but I think I'm pretty good at Prot Pally because I've invested a lot of time into it. So I have a pretty solid understanding of the interactions of Prot Pally. That being said, Bear, just irrespective of how powerful it is, it allows me to play the game the way I want to play the game. Does that make sense? I think so. In terms of pure playstyle, it's absolutely Bear. Just because it literally lets me play how I want to play. And so it enables a certain playstyle it's hard for me to get rid of that playstyle. There are other tanks where I have to work a lot harder. Like, can you make Prot Pally work? Like, absolutely. You know, but if this was a higher key, I'd have to do a much more complicated pull, and then there's a higher chance I die, and it's just like a lot more stress a little bit. Not like a crazy amount more stress, just, you know, there will be more stress, etc., etc., etc. So I like this. I like the tank that's the least stressful, which oftentimes is, by the way, the most powerful tank that season. Not always, but a lot of times that actually just translates pretty well to just whatever's the best tank that season tends to be the least stressful tank. Not always, but sometimes it does. You know? It feels amazing, and if I actually sound swirly too long, yeah. Dude, I did the tank test, right? I did the tank stress test right before, like an hour ago, where I went into the new dungeon and I soloed the first pull on 15 on every one of my tanks, right? My bear was the only one aside from warrior, which I just misplayed at the end, but like after like several minutes, after like 3 minutes, I misplayed on warrior. But basically my bear actually lived it until I killed the pack. I was so tanky on the bear that he just didn't die. And I was like, I got bored, and then I had to stop. I had to just walk out of the dungeon. Hold up, I gotta pull that in a second. I'm gonna bubble right away then for aggro. And here we go. But, like, actually, my bear was so immortal on that pull that I had to just eventually zone out. Because I just lived forever, and I got bored. I didn't die. I was like waiting. I was like doing the stress test thing where I was like, okay, eventually I'm going to die. And then I realized, I was like, oh yeah, I didn't die. And then I was like, huh, interesting. I was like, I'm still alive. I was like, okay, anytime now. Anytime now, I'm going to die. And then I was like, I'm still alive. I just didn't die. And I was like, okay. All right, let's go, boss. Healer will be fine on mana for this. Just a tiny bit of funnel at the end. It's a very W route here, but it works. And I think that I would rather just, like, cleanly time this key than have to worry too much. Oh my god, I got hit by a circle there. Little things like that, I will say, are my bane of my existence as a tank. I can play Pally so well and then just randomly get clapped by a swirly that I'm not supposed to get clapped by. It's a bit of a whoopsie-daisy. I do tend to make whoopsie-daisies. But Bez, like, man, it's a good question. Like, if you have a favorite class, irrespective of power level that season, for me, it's just, I know how I like to play the game, and I like to play it in sort of a chill way where, truthfully, I mean, look, you might, I think people are pretty happy to have me as a tank in their key, but also, sometimes I just am kind of silly, and maybe they're like, oh, we shouldn't take a woo because he might stand in a swirly. But I would rather have that reputation than being like the, we shouldn't take a woo because he's going to yell at us for making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't feel like I make them as a tank often enough that it's a problem. Sometimes I do. If this was their, the first plus 20 Rookery we ever attempted and I died to a swirly, like, that'd be pretty sad, right? So I understand. I don't always get along with everybody who plays the game. You know what I mean? Because your camera angle, maybe? Maybe. But I accept that, though. Like, I'm very okay with the fact that my playstyle might, some people might not want to play with me because I'm just genuine. And also, like, if we're doing a serious push key and we have something silly happen, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just gonna laugh so hard. I think it's so funny when we make little mistakes. Like, I think it's very funny, Playing Baron V makes most seasons. They have a top 2 tank. I mean, if you add Prot Paladin to that, you'll have a top tank all the time. Next season, I don't know. I think they nerf VDH. I think Bear will be solid, but not best. And then from there, we'll see. I don't think we're overlapping that. Good. Switching to computer? That is true. A lot of people comment on my camera angle, but I swear, I tried to zoom out once, and I just can't. I don't see what's happening. Like, when I zoom out, it feels like my character moves so slow. At least when I zoom in like this, I can see what's happening. Also, my healing, my meters are, like, pissing me off here. It's the keyboard turning for you. You should see, but I did the stress test. But the thing is, Campbell, so not only did I was doing this I was soloing the new dungeon on 15. I'm fine right here. Perfect. If I wings right there, it's no point in holding wings, but I gotta get the CDR on it now, because actually we're gonna pop the last set of cooldowns here. I'm fine where I am. Yep. I do keyboard turn as well, it's true. To be fair, Cambo, there's a lot of things I do that people are like, why? And I'm just like, I don't have a good answer for them, to be honest. It's just like, this is the way I've always done things. I don't know. I'm kind of just cosplaying as a stubborn, divorced white man. Like, I'm just sort of, like, I've already got the divorce part down, but I just have to get the balding. I just have to be balding a little bit and then get a little bit older. And then I could be like, what do you mean? I do it my way. Back in my day, we used to drink whiskey and, I don't know, lie about things. I don't know, actually, what do old people do again? I kind of forgot in that moment. So the analogy wasn't so great, but you get the point. How do I pronounce your name? Just like a woo. Just like a wolf. Like, ooh, because, furries. Do you like furries, Z-Ray? X-Ray? Are you a furry enjoyer? I love me a good furry. Yeah, solid. I see that you are a person of culture. You're more than welcome here anytime, then. See, Pally's pretty tanky in Moment of Glory with Crit Wings. This is actually a relatively hard-hitting tank pull. I'm going to go down on the stairs here. I was a little bit too far there. Pally's pretty tanky in Moments of Glory and stuff. The furry fandom. Look, I'm not the type of furry that has, like, I don't have, like, a fur sona or anything like that, but I do think that fur is a absolutely wonderful texture and should be celebrated more often. All right, I'm looking for a sack if we need it here. Otherwise, we're fine. Nice. Dude, do you know how wonderful fur is? It's probably like the best texture known to mankind. It's got to be one of the actual best textures. It's so good, man. Like, everybody loves fur. There you go. Those are the overall meters I like to have on my prop pally. Here, let's just go ahead, and I'm going to go over here real fast. I'm going to come right back because I don't think my team knows I'm doing this, and I'm worried about the aggro on the big guy. I got him. That's what I was worried about that. I was literally thinking I got to go do this super fast because I don't think people are going to know that I'm doing this. All right, our damage got a little bit messed up because my team... I was thinking, actually, in my head, I think I have to hold wings here, though. I don't know, this pull is so healthy. Nah, I don't hold wings. No way I hold wings here. I'm living as a straight edge. I probably have to temper. There are some conversations that occasionally I get into on stream, and then people remind me, and they go, you shouldn't talk about that on stream. And I go, you know what? That is an excellent point. Absolutely excellent point. I probably shouldn't. So I feel like we should switch the topic here. X-Ray, I feel like potentially we should switch. Potentially, do you like candy? Do you like candy? That's the layout. Here. Yeah, what's your... No? Well, how else do you get people into your... Oh, never mind. Where, again, I just went straight from one deep end to the other deep end. Unfortunate. Right, because you wouldn't have a van either, right? You don't have a van either. Do you drive, like, a pickup truck at least? Like, how would you transport the merchandise? I like candy. I have a problem with sugar. I just really like sugar. I have a giant sweet tooth in all things sweet. So we don't need the crushers here because we're not doing any sort of skip route. So we literally only need this middle part here. Good. Shield him immediately. Watch out for aggro. Cool. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. I have to go taunt him and get back to the oracle kicks. I'll be fine here with just this. I'm going to bubble taunt now. Oh, I tried really hard. I think we res him, probably. I was trying so hard for aggro there. It's not like I do no damage here, but that guy wasn't in melee. Probably actually send a kings here. I want to sack my warrior. We hit rally cry. The casters are dead, and then I don't have to do anything here, though. So luckily, we're okay. I am playing a prop pally, which requires a little bit more focus than my bear. When I play my bear, I can just probably look away on a pole like this, but my prop pally, I will say, is we hodge this one, so we don't have to worry about him too much. And then I just send my one weapon here, and then I'm probably going to lay on hands, potentially. I might die, so I just have to watch myself. I don't want to lay on hands. I'm going to lay on hands of mage just in case. We just send lay on hands on the mage there, because obviously we got a little bit here, though. Yes, I am playing Lightsmith. I find Lightsmith to be significantly tankier, and it's also, like, I still do damage, right? Like, I still end up doing damage. What's funny is that I'm kind of here, but that's fine. Okay, don't hit these. Surely nobody would be hitting these mobs, like, as I go pull boss, right? Good. Okay, I've taunted boss. Again, because I don't want anybody to hit. Here we go, and here we go. Yeah, I am playing Lightsmith. I still think Lightsmith is not bad. I think people have, like, a really weird opinion on Lightsmith business. Right on my DK. Perfect. I made sure that I ran with him there. And nice. Nice. I think people have a very poor opinion on Lightsmith. I'm honestly not sure why it gets such a bad rep. I know the Templar is, like, the go-to play, but it's not like I'm doing no damage, right? I do think that's true. The dopamine, right? Do you like playing Feral at all? What does Lay on Hands do? Lay on Hands is a full heal for my team, but it has a very long cooldown. So at any point in the dungeon, you can use it as your own tank external. You can use it on yourself, basically. I'll take this one. So you can totally use it on yourself, but it's also acceptable to use it. Oh, he has AMS. Perfect. Nice. You can also... I tend to try to save it to save my team. So if I hit Lay on Hands, like, I can also off-heal as a pally. Like, I have a bunch of free off-healing. They nerfed it a lot from what it used to be, but still. I think that it's very underrated that Prot Pally has the ability to just technically top people. Like, you have Blessing of Sacrifice, Lay on Hands, etc. They have so many options as a Prot Pally. It really makes a big difference. I actually got clipped by that. I'm going to get clipped by this, too. But LOL, I'm in cooldowns, and I'm a Prot Pally. So I'm fine. Cool. This one's on me. I want to give this one to my DK next. He's not going to AMS it. He's just going to regular tank it, and that would be okay. That was a little scary. Ignore what just happened there. Just one individual. I have the ability to heal one individual and only one. Yeah. Not like my entire group. That would be giga OP. No tank has the ability to do that. But basically, it's a very long cooldown. Basically, it's like a 5-minute cooldown, so I really have to be strategic with when I send it. Let's go over here. He can put this one on me, and then I'll put it on the warrior after. I have Ardent for myself. Mage also works. He looks like he wants to take it with a defensive. Perfect. And then back on me or the healer also works. Perfect. I like how we have the coordination to do this well. Yeah, so Pally's the king of utility still for sure. Am I playing perfectly? Nah, but I still feel like my damage is really not bad. You know what I'm playing, actually, I should be using on a fight like this? I'm playing Double Freedom, which gives a little bit of movement speed. I just got distracted, so I haven't been using it. He has AMS, so give it to him. I'm imagining that's the plan. Nope, we gave it to the warrior, so then I'll... Is he going to AMS take it, or am I taking this one? He AMS took it, okay. I do think the dopamine of hitting big hammers is hard to beat. Very hard to beat that, because even last season when everybody was playing Lightsmith, I don't know, I just like trying new things. I played Templar last season for fun in a few dungeons, and I was just like, the dopamine of hitting the big hammer, even if it's not better, is so intense that it's pretty hard to resist the straight dopamine hit that you'll get from playing that. All right, so I'll give this one to my DK now. Or my warrior. Actually, either one works. Put my sacred weapon buff up. But I do think that Lightsmith is a little better than people think it is. I'm going to sack him, but he also paints up himself, so he's fine. Lightsmith has a bit more group healing. The shields, actually, the holy bulwarks, don't do nothing. They do actually a fair bit. Perfect. Timer is chillin'. Not the most ideal, but here we go. You think Pally's just most top 100 Pally would not play Warrior? Okay, so Warrior is giga tanky, but I don't think Pally is... It's not... It kind of depends on what key level you're talking about. This is a 17. I don't feel giga squishy here. I feel kind of fine, to be honest. I have to do this for aggro, though. Taunt him. I feel... Oh my god, my DK is going to be tanking this pack. He has so much damage. I didn't have wings going into this. I taunt back. Oh, damn. I don't feel giga squishy this key. You can ask my healer after if he had to really worry about me. I don't think so. Like, I'm imagining the healer will be like, nah, he was fine. Like, I don't feel that much squishier compared to my other tanks. Compared to my druid, everything feels squishy. But that's because druid is just an immortal beast. That's just because druid is actually so immortal, it's insane. That's like a druid specialty, though, if that makes sense. Like, why druid feels so good compared to other tanks. All right, we'll drag him over here. We're going to Parasol and go down. We don't have to snap this. We'll just send down. We'll double Ascendant. You want double? You want a double Ascendant? I saved my wings specifically so we could double Ascendant. Okay, perfect. He said yes. I do a little Parasol action. We do a little Flying Pally action. Almost looked like I hopped off the wrong side there for a second. All right, wait for me. Wait for me. I'm slow. Sorry, I was slow. I normally have a spec that can game this. Oh, wait, no. I missed. Grip me. Oh, I missed. Grip me. Grip me. Wait. I've never missed that before. Oh, it's the first time I've ever missed that. I jumped from the... I can't believe I missed it. This is the first time I've ever missed it. I have to be gripped like a fool. I have to be gripped like an absolute idiot. I'm going to bubble here so I can settle in and go in here. I keep them all grouped. I had to get gripped. Don't you guys have really low damage for Rookery? I think our damage is fine. Maybe like a little bit. If you look at overall, I mean, my DK is kind of carrying, yeah. I don't think our damage is... without the DK in the group, maybe I would be like, oh, our damage is a little low for this. But I also didn't do the fastest route. I don't think you should have to for a 17, though. I would say yes. I think our damage is a little low. So the fact that the route has been pretty clean, it's not like any pulls got super messed up or anything like that, though. Oh, we're going to time it. Yeah, we have time for sure. There's only 2 more pulls after this. Because double Ascendant saves a bunch of time as an example. And then I can just chain this in. We only have 2 more pulls here, Cass, so yeah, we definitely time it. I would say that maybe our damage is a little low. Remember, Prot Pally is not VDH, so my mage doesn't have 3% damage, but then also my DK also doesn't have 3% damage, so who's to say? I just hold this wings and toll here. Boom. I mean, my damage as a tank here is pretty decent, I think. I haven't noticed too many problems here. I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. I know it's a little scary, but I'm just holding for a second. I think my tank damage is pretty solid for Rookery right now. I'll end with over 2.2 mil for Rookery. Rookery is a pretty low tank damage dungeon unless you start doing the higher key route, which honestly is a thing. I gotta keep these more grouped. The higher key route is absolutely a thing here, though, and you could totally do it. Maybe even in this group, if I had just told them, you have to invis skip the hallway, and then you do some bigger pulls. That will give bigger numbers. What people forget a lot of the time is that actually the thing that gives you more overall, especially as a tank, is just bigger pulls. Like, nothing will compare to your pull difference, like how fast a boss dies and your single target damage in your group, but also, like, nothing compares to your actual route for tank damage. That is by far the biggest factor. Just dwarf this off me. Boom, he had Mass Dispel anyways. But so that's like a big factor here. I have to check our boss damage to see like if our DPS is actually low or if they're just more whatever. I think Rookery timer's pretty tight. It shouldn't be this tight though, you're right. I think it's definitely tighter than it could be. That's not always a bad thing though. Sometimes, sometimes, Cass, people are pleasantly surprised by extra tightness. Not always, right? Everybody's got their preference. So he's going to get one more void off. There's going to be a festering void here, so I'm going to probably let... Oh, my healer had big healing. Great. Good job, healer. Watch the frontal. I don't mind sacking and lay on handsing here. But actually, we're fine. So, does he need mana? I borderline need mana, as funny as it sounds. I might want to drink. I moved a bit too far from the big guy. I'm sorry. What's up, Yomo? How's it going? Okay. So we pull these small ones. I think we actually pull boss right now. We should time it for easy, but just in case. So we pull boss basically right away. Nobody hits these small adds for a second, and they let me just get aggro. I'll stand here for a second. I will take the first frontal, and then I'm going to bring this to my group. Good. And I'm going to bring it to my group so that they can funnel a little bit. And then I'm going to immediately just kind of run in like 3, 2, 1 over here now. That's only for a funnel do I do that. And then I can Ardent this hit, and I don't have to dodge. Yeah. Because actually, I don't want anybody to get clipped by a frontal. It's not worth it. If anybody were to die to a frontal because I did that, it wouldn't be here at all. I'm going to bubble this one, and then I'll have to start dodging. Because I'll actually run out of defenses here as a Prot Pelly. We should be reaching the phase kind of soon. I'm going to have to start tanking. I'm going to have to start dodging these frontals, which is no problem. I have the room here. I just have to watch these ads. Please tell me I don't... Oh, I almost didn't. That's okay. I had a plan there. I still had a plan for that one. But that was actually the ads and the circles overlap. So I almost didn't actually make that dodge, by the way. That was very scary. Because if I missed it, then I would have got one tapped. I had a plan for that one and only that one. Good. Wings, toll. Do. What's up, Nat boy? Classic-a-woo. Classic-a-woo. Well, I haven't fallen in the center yet, so not quite classic-a-woo. You know what sucks on this fight? My Divine Guidance doesn't actually hit the thing properly. Isn't that a thing for Prot Pally on this fight? I'm going to dodge this one. Yeah, perfect. I think my Divine Guidance doesn't hit the boss or something like that. There's something with Lightsmith not doing enough damage on this boss. Hold up, right, guy. I'm going to Ardent this because I think I'm... Oh, I did actually hit the dodge there. That's good. So I only have kings left to really make sure I game the dodge properly. And I have no horse. I have a double freedom. I'm max range. I just keep walking. That one I know I'm going to make. I could be using a lot more of my utility here for sure. Here we go. Just came back to say hello. Thanks for saying hi. Yeah, actually, so this is a good example of how our damage is a little bit lower here. I just bubble this one. And then I'll have kings and stuff for the next few. Or I dodge it. Okay, this one's here. I got to try to do bigger damage. I have my crit wings in like 2 seconds. I just get CDR on it with the double shining light proc. And here. Now, technically, what you used to do in Missatir and a Scythe was you would get a big Divine Guidance. Okay, so it does hit on this boss, actually, because you try to crit your Divine Guidance at the last second. You build your stacks, and right at the last second, you try to crit your Divine Guidance, and that's how you do big single target damage on a damage amp. Actually, I think it worked there. I did manage to do that there. So we play max range. Oh, I'm going to have to tank this one. Ardent, and just heal myself back up. All good. Yeah, that's how you do it, actually. Because you can see the Divine Guidance being a lot of my damage there. Okay, this one I have to game. We have to game this one. With ping diff, it's not that hard to game this as a tank. It's just with my ping sometimes I get scared about gaming it. He's in execute range. Our key was a little tight. This isn't the fastest route that you can do here. There is technically a way for me to do an even faster route. Cool, we've gamed 3 of them now. And then basically we'll have kings for the one that I can't game here. Yeah, we could just kings this one. Let the mage feel safe. Send kings. Perfect. Everybody's very safe here, though. So we should be able to finish this boss on the next one. The next damage amp here should be coming up soon, hopefully. Ardent, this one. And then we have wings for myself. I'm going to put my weapon on the DK for massive damage. I'm going to live this. There you go. Boom. Make sure you don't miss the pillar. Good. Don't miss the pillar. Don't ever miss the pillar here. It's never worth missing the pillar. Good. And then I think we kill a boss here, and GG's. Nice. So Pally doesn't do no damage. Pally still did adequate.